Hello and welcome to game number 1 between Satiini and MaDFroG. Satiini is playing as the yellow Terran in the upper right hand corner, and MaDFroG is playing as the red Zerg in the lower left hand corner. This game is game number 1, and we see a very... that is actually a Zerg extractor trick. I thought he actually put down a very early extractor for something else. But he does have 11 supply for a brief moment, and Satiini is going to start the wall off with the supply depot, and the barracks will be coming out very shortly. MaDFroG is going to be scouting with his overlord slightly north of the path, and he wants to probably sacrifice that overlord to get some scouting information a little bit later in the game. Both players are meeting quite early in the middle of the map. The map is Blistering Sands. There is a set of destructible rocks to the base of each player, one over here and one over here as well. At the moment, Satiini is checking the natural expansion of MaDFroG, and MaDFroG is checking the base of Satiini. One refinery has recently gone up. A spawning pool is being produced at the moment on top of the creep inside the base of MaDFroG. And this SCV is fighting the MaDFroG's drone, and MaDFroG's drone, one more hit, he would have been dead. One more hit for that SCV. Both playing chicken, and neither wants to chicken out. Both players almost dead, but no one's quite dead just yet, and he probably would want to make a Marine to kill off that drone, and he is just starting the Marine just right now. The orbital command has recently started on the command center. MaDFroG does know that Satiini has an SCV near the natural expansion, but he's going to send one drone over there, and the second drone is recovering and coming back. A second refinery has gone up for Satiini, and we see the forbidden dance between the SCV and the drone. SCV trying desperately to stay alive and prevent the hatchery from going up at the natural expansion. A couple of Zerglings are on the way, as well as two queens for MaDFroG. One queen after another queen. Or no, just one queen at the moment, and the hatchery has gone down, and SCV is forced to retreat because he's done all the good he can. He has delayed the hatchery significantly. A factory has recently been started by Satiini, and a couple of Zerglings is running across the map. We'll see if MaDFroG can do any damage with those Zerglings. SCV is running toward his base, and the Marine is going to go to the back to make sure the destructible rocks are not going to go down. One Zergling on each Zilnag watchtower, two Zerglings poking into the base of Satiini, and he will see that there is no attachment. Ooh, he actually did see the attachment there. He will see the attachment reactor. That's why the Zerglings are coming back to see what kind of attachment that is for Satiini, and Satiini will be getting a reactor. The factory has recently finished. A second queen is on the way. The first round of injected larvae has spawned, and we see two starports immediately being started by Satiini. At the same time, MaDFroG, almost an incredible game sense, is going to come in here with his overlord. Will he be able to see these two starports by Satiini? That is the question. This one Marine did catch a glimpse of it, and there are two starports here, and he cancels the starport, and a tech lab is going up on the factory. He wants to kill off this overlord before the overlord spots the second factory, and this is the vision for Satiini. He cannot see the second starport. Very nice play there by Satiini, preventing MaDFroG from getting that scouting information, even though he had to cancel the starport in the beginning. And now he's putting the starport on the tech lab. Probably will be getting a Banshee. Not sure if he's going to get Cloak with it as well, and we do see a Banshee coming out. Metabolic Boost is currently being researched by MaDFroG, and MaDFroG is pumping drones like crazy. He does have two queens at the moment. I don't think that's sufficient to deal with a couple of Banshees. He really needs some anti-air, but it looks like he's going to tech up to Lair. He's going to skip the Roach. He's going to skip the Hydra. Oh, actually, he doesn't actually have the tech for Hydra just yet. He's going to skip the Roaches. He's not going to get any Bailings. Going from Zerglings to Lair. And one factory, two starport, as well as one barracks at the moment. These Marines running around the edge of the map, making sure there's nothing inside the base from MaDFroG, and these Zerglings just hang out in the middle of the map. Creep is being spread in the back to make sure that Satiini is not trying anything funky in the back where the destructible rocks are. An Infestor Pit has recently gone down, and he's probably gonna go and upgrade to a hive as soon as he can. We do see one command center being produced, and there is one Banshee out, but he's gonna wait for the second and third one. Looks like he's gonna commit to an early Banshee heavy harass. We only have two Marines inside the base to defend. MaDFroG has two queens here, and he has one queen here. Infestation Pit just about to be finished. The two Ooh, we see another command center going up. We see a double expand right after. There's only 2 Marines and 2 Banshees at the moment. That is a very, very risky endeavor, I think. And the 3 Banshees are out. There is no cloak being researched, I believe. There is no cloak. Yes, the cloak has not yet been researched. A lot of Zerglings are going to be produced by MaDFroG, so I think Satiini is going to be able to catch him off guard a little bit if these Queens are not in the right position against these 3 Banshees. Banshees do a lot of damage, and they might be target firing the drones or the Queens. We will see what his choice is. We do see 3 additional Banshees being pumped out. Oh no, that is the wrong tab. And we see siege tanks and siege tech, and these Banshees are going to take down 1 Queen. Does go down. He needs to micro this Banshee away, and he does. He takes down 2 Queens, and the 3rd Queen does take down the 2nd Banshee, but now he has free reign over, even though there's no Vizier. He does not have cloak, so that is not a problem. He's taking down a couple of drones here and there. About 4 drones went down that time, and a bunch of Zerglings rushing across the map, maybe trying to catch Satiini at his position. And there's a Queen being produced at the moment. He does have a couple of infested Terrans making their way slowly up to the natural expansion. Some tanks being produced over the command, as well as an additional barracks at the moment by Satiini. Satiini's flying additional Banshees around, and he really needs to micro this Banshee. He's very, very close to death, 21 HP. An Infestor comes with fungal growths with a couple of infested Terrans, and that should be able to take care of these air units, no problem. He did lose the hatchery there. A handful of Marines inside the base along with 2 siege tanks. Very, very good for defense. And additional siege tanks are being built. The hatchery is coming back up. And the Zerglings are running across the map quite restless. Can't really get inside the base of Satiini. Maybe he should think about working down these destructible rocks, because he does have a lot of units and he's not really using them to his full advantage. And the Zergling is coming here, might be able to force this command center to live, and they do, and the Banshee is going to try to shoot the remainder, or not try to shoot the remainder of these Zerglings. 3 SCVs running back. They were hoping to get some minerals over there, but they were unable to. The Marines come out and did take out the Zergling that was blocking this command center from landing. This command center is going to fly all the way across the map to the 6 o'clock position, while as this Overseer is going to fly inside the base of Satiini to see what's going on inside. There's 2 Infestors and it looks like 3 Queens for MaDFroG at the moment. Engineering Bay has been complete. Maybe he's thinking about putting up some missile turrets in case Mutalisks are coming. He's not yet getting any upgrades for the infantry. He is, however, getting the stem pack. And a bunch of Zerglings circling around the map, seeing exactly what's going on. A couple of SCVs and some Marines and tanks are going to come and set over at the 6 o'clock position. This is a very good idea against the Zerg player, because if you double expand, if you have more expansions or the same number of expansions as the Zerg player, you do have a slight advantage in most cases, I believe. A Spire is going down, and I think that early Engineer Bay will really help Satiini if MaDFroG wants to commit to a Mutalisk heavy force, because he will be ready to put up missile turrets, and there is already 1 missile turret up there, 1 missile turret, 2 missile turrets, so he's actually ready for the Mutalisks before the Mutalisks are actually being made. A lot of Zerglings being pumped out, 24 to be exact, a 2nd hatchery and another 2nd hatchery, so there's going to be 4 hatcheries on 2 bases. MaDFroG really likes a lot of hatcheries in his previous games, as well as scan goes off, he will catch a glimpse of the Sprawl Crawler as an additional hatchery is going up for MaDFroG. This Banshee is flying around the map trying to get a couple of shots on a unit, and there's a drone passing by. He's not actually going to shoot it though. Stem pack about to be finished, and some more Marines and some more tanks and some more Zerglings. A couple of Mutalisks are going to spawn. I think only 2 so far. He does not have any Mutalisks, so he's only making 2 Mutalisks. And I think he wants to scout to see if there's a lot of turrets before he does anything or invests any more in this Mutalisk build, if he were to go that way. This is a very vulnerable opening for the Terran player. This set of destructible rocks, if it were to go down, he would have pretty much nothing blocking. And there's a changeling here. There's a changeling here. Very, very nice drop by MaDFroG. He dropped it around this position and ran those changelings inside. He actually had this changeling's full life and full view of exactly what's going on inside the base. And a couple of Mutalisks tried to harass, but it wasn't successful against a bunker and a missile turret. And he's actually making more Mutalisks. That is strange. There is a planetary fortress, so it will be difficult for the Zerg player to take that And there's 2 Banshee flying around the map. We do see melee attack upgrade number 1 being researched by MaDFroG, and these 2 Banshees are flying around the map while there's a couple of mules trying to chase those Banshees away, perhaps. And there's 3 creep tumors. A lot of creep is being spread. The upper left-hand corner is being taken by MaDFroG, and Satiini knows that he can start shooting at it, and these mules should be able to take down these Banshees no problem. So I guess that's why he had those mules out on the field, or that's why he made so many. And the armory is going down. A very interesting choice there. He might be thinking about switching to Thor, but it looks like 4 factories is going to be a very mech-heavy build. All of them rally directly to the natural expansion. And that is a lot of creep tumors. That is 4 creep tumors altogether. Looks like he really wants to see what is beyond this little wall here. But I think even if he moves it out, it might be within the range of the siege tank. Or no, it's not within the range, so if he spreads it over here, it'll be perfectly okay. A couple of Zerglings, Mutalisks, as well as Infestors moving to the middle of the map, probably thinking about taking down the set of Destructible Rocks in the base. And there's some Marines and Marauders opening fire on the set of Destructible Rocks, and these Zerglings are going to be able to take them down, and I think these Mutalisks should be able to catch these Medivacs. Ooh, full energy Medivacs, absolutely wasted. And a very, very nice investment by those Mutalisks, no question about it. And MaDFroG will be able to prevent his opponent, Satiini, from taking the lower right-hand gold position, which is slightly more valuable in terms of gold per minute. I mean, minerals per minute. Gold per minute. And then these Mutalisks are trying to come in here to do some harass, but they do get shot at by the very, very well-placed turrets. There are turrets everywhere. And now the Mutalisks are going to join the Zerglings to try to take down this set of Destructible Rocks in the front. And these Infestors are staying back a little bit. And there's a command center probably going to go down. Maybe a planetary fortress, he wants it. All the way over there on that side of the map. Adrenal glands as well as melee number 2 is being researched, as well as more Zerglings. It looks like MaDFroG is going to stay with the Zergling army. He likes it, and he's inside the base of Satiini. Satiini does not see this coming. Zerglings are coming inside. He will be ready to take down one SCV. He's swarming the siege tank, and these SCVs are actually around the command center, which might not be the best idea. He might want to bunch these up in the corner somewhere, and I think he's scrambling. All these SCVs are idle. They're not even fighting back, and all the SCVs are falling very, very quickly. He lost already about 60% of the SCVs, and it looks like he's going to lose about 80 or 70% of those SCVs very, very quickly to the Zerglings that are upgraded once for their attack. And the slow mech march back is very, very difficult to defend against this very, very quick force of Zerglings. Seeing that attack being successful, I think MaDFroG is making a lot more Zerglings. He actually made 42 more Zerglings. That is a lot of Zerglings joining him in the middle of the field. And if he can Funko Growth this group, he Funko Growths, and he's going to charge inside with the Zerglings, and the Zerglings are working on the tanks as well as the Marines. Another Funko Growth goes off on these stores, and a bunch of infested Terrans in the back. Perfect play by MaDFroG, and he should be able to take down these 2 doors, I think, with just Zerglings and infested Terrans. And he does, and he's going to be able to take down this tank as well. But look at how fast that tank dropped. Planetary Fortress just finished in time to set some of these Zerglings on fire, but meanwhile inside the base of Satiini, he's going to run over these tanks, run into these Zerglings, and these tanks are actually shooting each other. And meanwhile these infested Terrans are going to try to take down that supply depot, but I don't think it's going to happen. Inferno Pre-Igniter is being researched for the Hellions. Inferno Pre-Igniter is a very, very good upgrade, especially against Zerglings, because Hellions can micro pretty well against Zerglings, and they can set them on fire pretty easily, and that is a perfect upgrade. It does have a slight AoE, like a straight AoE, not an area of effect, but like a stream of effect. And these Zerglings are going to come in and take a couple of SCVs down once again, and Zerglings right next to the tanks. This time the tanks are not sieged, and he does take down about 40% of the SCVs that time. And the tanks are being repaired by SCVs. In the meantime, the army goes down, supply depots are going down, forcing the command center to lift off, and these units are in trouble. A lot of SCVs just went down trying to repair each other or fighting the Zerglings, it looks like. Right now we see 59 SCV, still a SCV account, still SCV ahead for Satiini, which is a little bit surprising. There's a couple of missile turrets going up in the middle of the map. Zerglings are trying to come in here and pick out the SCVs, and he will be able to. Some of the slower tanks are going to start sieging up, and that will prevent MaDFroG from doing anything more over here, but he's going to run inside the base perhaps once again. And the siege tank, laying waste to his own units, laying waste to his own SCVs and Marines. +1 armor is being upgraded. There is 2-0 upgrade for the Zerglings.